Hey guys, Jeremy Lattimore here for the Ebbs and Flows podcast, joined by two really special guests, two New South Wales players in Reece Robson and Scott Drinkwater from the Cowboys. They come in, speak about their experience in the Origin squad, and then they give us a bit of an insight into the North Queensland and the inner workings of the club, and obviously two young superstars of the game, but I'm sure you'll love this chat.
We're struggling, get a bit lightheaded there when the ball would get kicked behind us.
Come out with chocolate, brownies and ice cream.
Make your tackles, you fat fuck, and ran back to the wing. I'm like, are you serious? You can't say that. You've just kicked the ball to friggin' Mulgoa Road. Reece Robson, Scott Drinkwater, thanks for taking time out of camp to come join the potty. How are you, boys?
Good, mate. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, going pretty good, mate. Yeah, happy to be here.
Save the day. I was telling you on the way here, I had Tyson Frizzell on standby and obviously didn't make the team, but you and Reece, you've stepped in and saved me. So I do appreciate it, boys, taking time out of camp. Obviously, full on week. How's the week been?
Been good to start with, yeah. Into camp, been pretty relaxed. All the boys are looking fit and firing, ready to go.
Couple quiet beers. Monday? Yeah, a couple of quiet beers. Monday. Tuesday. Wasn't wild, but yeah, just getting over everyone was pretty good and a bit starstruck.
Latino night? Usually Latino night in at Ivy?
No, we just had a Clavelli Hotel.
Oh, Chloe, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Didn't venture off anywhere.
Good little spot there.
Yep. Who leads the charge there?
A few of the boys, yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
Probably Marto, Liam Martin.
Yeah.
Loves a beer, yeah. Loves it.
Country
so.
boy.
Country boy, yeah. No,
He was looking pretty dusty, actually, the next day.
He's good. Need some sleep.
Yeah, rightio.
Yeah.
What? And then didn't have to train the next day?
We
did.
Yeah, we actually had a bit of a train session. Nothing too serious. Bit of a walk through, a bit light. So got into a bit of a jog, but
Sweat it out.
Sweat it out pretty much. So yeah,
And into a very easy weight session.
yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. What's like, obviously coming from the North Queensland heat down to here, how's that been? You enjoying the change of weather, or you're missing the warmth? And in terms of training, like what do you do? Like, because you've only got a week and a half to prepare for a game. Like, what do they sort of put you through?
Yeah, the weather's been... I like it a little bit, just a bit fresher, but got over it a little bit this morning. It was a bit chilly, but yeah, the weather's been great. It's good to have some nice beaches, I guess.
Yeah.
Jumping in the nice sand, but training-wise, you might be stick on that, you last camp.
Yeah, it's good just coming off the field and not like you've just jumped out of a pool. But
Yep.
yeah, so it's been good. The weather, just training up, and yeah, sessions been pretty good. Like obviously, like you said, there's only a week and a half to sort of prepare, so they just sort of back the players they've got in there. Got some pretty high quality players around us, so they all know what they sort of need to get ready for the game next Wednesday. So they'll sort of just put in, I guess, structures in place, just getting used to playing with each other, a few plays and that sort of stuff. But generally, just sort of gives the confidence to sort of play our own football and yeah, just pretty much team bonding from now till Wednesday.
Beautiful, mate. What? How was your first Origin experience, Reece? Obviously, mate, you're probably nearly the best performed New South Wales player on the field, and probably went in with the expectation to be sharing that hooker role with Cookie. And obviously, Trebojevic injured early, and you had to step up and play 80. And I know you're a fit guy from my time with you, but how was that? Were you sucking in seagulls up there, or how was it?
Massively, yeah. Obviously, losing Turbo that early into the game really hurts, and yeah, probably hurt just as much. And when Cookie went out there, I knew I probably wasn't getting a spell, so that was probably hard to swallow. It was probably only 2 minutes into the game when I was really blowing, thinking I've got to get through another 78 if that's the case. But yeah, I guess probably first 10 to 15 minutes, yes, we're struggling, getting a bit lightheaded there when the ball would get kicked behind us, just making sure to get back. But I guess sort of once I sort of got into the swing of things and the rhythm of the game, it sort of started to just treat it like a normal game and started to feel a bit better. But yeah, I was pretty concerned the first 10 to 15 how I was feeling, that I had to go the rest of it. So.
And it is like, you always hear, it's such a step up in, obviously, you know, I don't know, physicality, but the speed of the game. Was that real noticeable?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, it could change from game to game. Obviously, I've only had the one game experience, but yeah, to start that game, there wasn't too many stoppages. It was pretty end-for-end footy. So, yeah, I guess in terms of speed and that, and just probably spent a little bit of nervous energy too, being my first hit out. So, but yeah, it definitely felt a lot quicker. But yeah, I don't know whether that comes down to the game or the way it turned out to start that game. But I guess, yeah, I'll get a good sort of feel for it next week as well to see the speed of that and be able to sort of put them into context of that compared to the NRL. So.
Yep. And then what about you, Drinky? Obviously, mate, been in exceptional form for the Cowboys and, you know, selected now for New South Wales as part of the squad. Is that humbling? And, what are you trying to take from the week? Obviously, learning off one of the best fullbacks to play in the last 10, 20 years in James Tedesco. I think, you can obviously soak in a lot.
Yeah. Stoked when I found out. I was actually on the rocking chair trying to calm down my daughter, and I got a call at like 11:30. And I don't normally answer random phone calls, but I just thought, mate, it could have been a call. So I answered it, and I was stoked when I got told that I was coming to the camp. And obviously, there's some great players, in this camp. Teddy, I love watching Cody Walker play. So he's another one that I'd just like to admire and watch a bit closely at training. But yeah, look, we've had main sessions on Friday and Sunday, so I'll get a bit more understanding about how those guys play and what they have knowledge about the game.
Yep, and preparing for big games, and mate, take that back to the Cowboys. You boys are starting to really hit form at the the peaky end of the season, and got that experience last year, but something you can take back to the squad and hopefully go a bit further this year. Hopefully,
yeah, it's good that we're getting our players back now. We had just a lot of injuries and suspensions at the start of the year, and yeah, it definitely hurt us. Our depth's pretty good, but it chewed up a lot, and we're going pretty deep. We find some players at times, and look, that continuity wasn't there. But I think on the weekend was the first time we got to play that everyone played, and whoever played in the prelim last year was the first game we all played together again. This year was like round 18. So look, we're playing well at the moment. We've had some good wins, and just got to keep the ball rolling.
Mate, 100%. It's all about timing in rugby league. So I'll keep an eye on you boys over the back end of the year. Robbo, what about you learning off Cookie? He's obviously been the mainstay in the New South Wales team and been a top level performer in the NRL for a long time. Did you pick up anything in that first camp? And mate, you're following him around like a fart and seeing what you can pick up at training.
I've been, he's been great, especially for myself being a hooker, like you said. I just stuck to him like glue last camp and again this camp, just trying to learn so much. Like you learn as much as you can at an NRL level, but it's not until you sort of get thrown into these sort of camps and that you're playing your first game of Origin, you stick to those blokes that have played there for so many years and been so successful in that position, and just trying to learn what I can, how they prepare, like we just spoke about before, how those players prepare for big games. And for myself, he was great for me. Just sort of a few things, he just sort of gave me advice on that going into last game, and it helped me massively.
Yep. Mate, me young bloke's on school holidays, and mad rugby league fan, loves you two boys, so I'll give him some homework while he's on school holidays. And a few of his questions, one of them was, who's both of your favourite Origin players?
Mine, Anthony Minatello. Yep. I wasn't a Roosters fan, but I love watching Mini play when it come Origin time.
Yep. Yeah, no, he was outstanding for both Roosters and New South Wales. What about you, Robbo?
I'd have to go between Danny Badiris being a hooker. He's someone I looked up to a lot. And I actually like Beaver Menzies. I hear what's it called. He was obviously a massive Manly fan growing up. So I love the Snake, Brett Stewart, and Beaver. But probably at Origin level, Beaver was, my man. So
how is it like, and even with Badaris around the team, and then who else? Mary McGregor's there. Obviously Freddie's coach, Joey Freddie. How you would have grown up idolising these guys. What's that like being in camp? And I know you said you were sort of sitting back and taking it all in the other night, but I could only imagine, after seeing them guys do what they did for a long time, and then getting a little bit starstruck when you won, having a few beers with them, and then on the training paddock trying to learn and take it all in while you got stars in the eyes.
Yeah, it's cool. I was talking to Freddie, and his first Origin game was 1990, and we weren't even born then, man. So it's pretty weird. That's how long he's been around for and how good he was. It's the first time I've really ever met Freddie and had like a good chat with him. I've spoken to Joey a few times. Danny's a legend, great fella. Really easy to get along with. He's a great fella. But it is pretty crazy, I guess, that you watch those guys grow up and be the best players in NRL, and then your fans as kids, and now he's your coach, and you're kind of speaking to them like they're you're good mates, even though you've only known them for a couple of days. But it's surreal.
Especially after a few schooners, getting
Definitely.
up next to Joey for the arm around me, bro. And so, my next question from my son, not me, I didn't word this. Out of 10, how excited were you when you got the call up to play Origin?
Oh, 10.
Yeah, I could only imagine.
Yeah, not much tops that. Obviously a lifelong dream come true. yeah, obviously always want to be able to get that chance to represent your state. So, yeah, getting that call, even last year, just getting the call just to be a part of the camp was, like, yeah, stoked. Just couldn't believe it. And then, yeah, to be told, Freddie just said, bring your boots and mouth guard down. Yeah, just sort of, yeah, can't really put it into words, but 10. Definitely.
Yeah.
I might have been the happiest person ever to be 18th man.
Yeah, I could
stoked.
imagine.
Yeah, stoked.
And then even your family, like how were they when you? I could only imagine. I can only remember a debut from at NRL level, but you know when you told them that you're a part of the squad, like how were the family?
Yeah, Mum was proper stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad was also obviously happy. But yeah, like they were happy, definitely happy for me. We actually had the bye, and I was going home for 5 days, and then they were a bit sad that I wasn't going to be able to come home and see them. But yeah, they were definitely stoked for me.
Yeah, will they come down and watch the game on Wednesday?
They're actually going to Bali, Mum and Dad.
Oh, nice.
They're going to Bali, so
Sipping cocktails.
having a few big tanks. So they won't be coming, nah.
Okay, beautiful. And then out of 10, how sweaty are your feet, Robbo?
That's why I got the shoes on today. I'm not in the thongs, yeah.
Oh, shoot, that was the wrong question. Mate,
Hey, in Sydney, nice and cold, don't have to worry about it.
Mate, you happy down here?
He's bad up in Towns. I remember locker next to him, and sometimes I think he's just come out of the shower.
Brother, like, so I already had this question written down, but I've gone to one of your teammates, Vlad Stounstens, and
I thought
You were
yeah,
out of the
and he goes, mate, ask him about the sweaty feet, and I'm like, brother, I know all about them, mate. They used to perspirate on the Dragons bus going home from training, mate. Honestly, you could do a hydration test on them.
That's
many
why I
burps-
got to stay hydrated.
How many
mate.
burks do you go through a year? You reckon?
I got to keep, probably 6 monthly. Keep 'em on rotate.
I heard there's actually a story involved with the sweaty feet, mate. Drinky needed help moving a table, so he's called Townsville and Reece up, and he's come over with the water skiing shoes on and ruin your paint on your back deck.
Do we want to put a date to this? This is the middle of summer in Townsville. Mate, you're probably weird if you're not sweating.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Mitchie
I'm just joining the crowd up. I'm just joining the crowd up there.
What did Mitchie what did Dunny say? He's like, does you have a little pet dog running around here? Because there's just a little sweaty feet running around.
Probably was. I don't know, mate.
Yeah, it's a bit gross.
It is there. So what are you running up there? You're running Burkos, thongs.
Burks, thongs. Nah,
could've-
I've got, come good, yeah.
Can we find a market? Maybe bring out like a fan for the feet.
That'd be lovely.
Design something like that.
Aircon will come through the bottom.
What do you
Would
reckon?
be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get onto that. It could be-
In fairness, I'm a shocking sweater, so I could imagine if I was in Townsville, brother,
Mate.
I'd be under the Donald Trump.
Anyone sweats.
Mate, Townsville you fit in.
Yeah.
Weird if you're not sweating.
Beautiful. So let's go to Townsville. So how long have you both been up there? You've been up there. This is your third year, Reece.
Yeah, 2020. So fourth season.
Fourth.
Now, so,
yeah. And you were the year before.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, midway through 2019, it went up.
Yep. How's that? Obviously, coming down represent New South Wales as well. So it'll be a fair bit of banner in that when you go back. But how have you transitioned to the Townsville life? And you sort of touched on when we're coming across here how shit the traffic is, and it is chaos in Sydney. You love the lifestyle up there.
Yeah, I do. I'm from the Central Coast, so it's not as busy as a city, and it's more up there. It's a bit. There's no hustle and bustle. Everything's 20 minutes away, and it's cheap living. One town team as well. So I really love that about the place is that we're the only rugby league team up there, and they're just great people. All hard workers. We kind of base our identity around the people from North Queensland. So I just love that part about it as well. But when I was living in Melbourne, it was. It'll take me an hour to get training, and it's trying to take me 15. So when I moved up there, when I first flew in, I thought, "What the hell am I doing here?" Because it was dry as a butt, like it was, and I've never really been there.
Yeah.
But then when I went down to the Strand and went around all those nice places, I've loved it since the day dot.
Yep. What about you, Robbo? I know you're a country boy. You used to wear the RMs and the Kubra hat to train at the Dragons, but how have you adjusted?
Yeah, mate, like you'd expect. Being a country boy, it's good to be home.
Yeah, mate. You used to always GR. I used to try and claim I was more country than him, and then he signed at the Cowboys. I'm like, mate, you win. Used to ride his horse to training sometimes,
until I caught him cleaning the dirt out underneath his fingernails. I believed him. No, it's good, mate. 5 minutes of training, like Drinky said, not having to listen to shit chat on the bus down to Wollongong.
Yeah, I know Jim and Benny Hunt, mate.
Oh, mate. Yeah, no, it's good. It what's it called? You just get used to the lifestyle up there, and it's and it's hard to sort of, you come down here and it's nice being in the cooler weather, but it's just, yeah, like you said, the hustle and bustle, just don't have to worry about it up there. It's just so easy going and such a cruisy lifestyle. It's hard to beat.
Yep. And then hobbies. I know you love golf, mate. Robbo, you picked up the golf? I know Drinky said he went and played this morning. You haven't got on board with that?
I did for a bit, and then I was turning in too many bad scorecards there for a while, and just questioning myself why I still do it. It's supposed to be a hobby, so I was supposed to be enjoying it, and just wasn't there for a bit. So hung the clubs up for a bit. They're getting dusty in the shed, but no, I love me camping and fishing and camping, that sort of stuff up there. So obviously a bit hard through footy season, but whenever we get a spare weekend or a Thursday night game or something, the weekend off, me and my partner will try and get away camping somewhere. Drinking his partner, Osh come away a bit too. So obviously a bit harder now. He's got little bub and I got one on the way, and so it's probably going to be a bit hard to get out as much as we used to. But no, I love that side of things.
Yep. His hobby is buying something expensive, having it for 2 months and selling it. So you
love marketplace.
Come up, bought a jet ski, realised that no one else could go on the jet ski with him, sold it, bought a boat. The boat wasn't big enough for not doing it for him, sold the boat. Then he bought like a PlayStation, Xbox, a gaming laptop, and he went and bought a Land Cruiser to do up for his camping. So he spent all his money on a Land Cruiser. He just sold it the other day.
No.
He's buying a ute now.
At a profit, though.
At a profit.
He did
At a profit?
He made money on
No
it.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that's smart business.
Mate, I'm not.
It didn't do it for business, though.
No,
It
okay.
wasn't done for business, no. But I'm not losing money. I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
Mate, I had a jet ski for a bit.
Yeah.
Flogged that, and then
Make money on that?
broke even. Maybe not.
Mate, inflation got you.
I can't help it that they're all indoor kids. Like, I just want to be out on the jet ski and they're all stuck at home.
And I'm in the golf all day.
Yeah, I was about to say, mate, playing out in that sun, are you wearing long sleeve? And obviously you got the play. You want to give the brand a shout out there too, mate?
Yeah, got obviously me, Chad and Val, started the brand, bit of a golf brand. It's been fun. But no, I love playing. Like, the heat doesn't bother me. Some days I've played 218s. I've played 18 and just gone again.
Really? In that heat?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. When I'm playing golf and having fun, the heat doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Rolls into training, still pretty sleepy, I question it.
You going to argue that?
Chad, Val and I actually played all 3 courses in one day up there.
Far out.
So what's that, 50-something holes, 52 holes, 54 holes?
In a cart, though?
Yeah, it's in a cart. But it's been fun. Chad does so much for it. Val's got the followers, and I'm just the community man. I can get around, the strangers around the public and chat to them for hours. So
that was one of my questions, mate. Chad had asked me to check in with you and ask what your input was to the players. And
well, actually, I got these shirts done for us. So I got all the samples done. So don't try and take my fame there, Chatty.
Yeah, mate, he's a very smart dude, and obviously he's always got an eye on the future with how he thinks. And mate, it's great to see you boys obviously leveraging that one team town and doing a passion and a hobby, because rugby league doesn't go forever.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Look, Chatty's awesome. He likes the computers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Bit of a nerd. He likes to stay indoors at most times as well. So it's been great, and town's got around it pretty well. A couple of great fellas up there that we've seen and met and become close to just through the brand, so it's good. Yeah,
awesome. And then you touched on when we're coming about a few of the boys go shooting and that. You go shooting?
I sort of got put to bed a little bit. Like, a few of the boys that used to do a lot of it have sort of, left.
Josh Maguire
and that sort of stuff. So
he led the charge up.
Yeah, rightio.
So when
he doesn't give me that sort of feel either.
When those sort of boys left, I guess Macca, Jordan McLean loves it, but I guess he didn't have those boys to go with as much. And
everyone's fishing, eh?
Yeah.
Heaps of fish. Probably more fisher than golfers now.
Yeah.
Ocean or Barramundi?
Both.
Barramundi in the ocean.
They're everywhere, but
I thought they were rivers.
I think you do go get them more so on the river.
Okay.
But
So I know, Reece. Come on, mate.
Because we got the Great Barrier Reef, 2
That's-
hours, hour and a half away. See the boys go out there and spearfish, and
Yeah.
Ruben Cotter gets in the water spearfishing. I wouldn't do it.
A few of the younger boys.
Few of the young boys,
too,
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a big day out there.
It is a long day. That's it's enjoyable when you get out to the reef and that sort of
So
stuff.
how far out is the reef?
Oh,
I think it's
70,
2 hours,
70K. So
Far out, that
Depends how
far.
big your
Yeah.
motor
In
is.
a dinghy too.
that's why I sold it. Couldn't get out
That's
there.
too little.
Got halfway.
Jet ski, ran out of petrol.
Turned around and come back. Nah, Yeah, so no, a lot of the boys got some pretty decent boats. Probably more so the staff and that got some good boats. So yeah, it'll punching out there off Townsville is probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
On a good day. So if it's too choppy, you won't worry about it. But a lot of people shoot up to Lucinda, which is just an hour north.
Yep.
And not as far off there. So yeah, a few different options to get out there, but it is a big day.
Yeah, mate. That's sitting there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. A tough carry.
Yeah.
You touched before 3-month-year-old boy,
Girl.
and then one on the way.
One on the way.
Mate, obviously I'll go you first, mate. How's that changed your life? And how's your partner? Is she dealing well with it? And being a new mother.
Yeah, look, it's awesome when she was born. It's been awesome. It's definitely probably quietened me down a bit too. I'm not as wild as I was now that I have her, and it's enjoyable coming home. And start of the year when we're losing, coming home was made things a lot more easier. Just being happy, hanging around a little bub, and so it's been great. I still try and play golf once a week, but I just get a gauge on how the missus is feeling that week, and if I should ask on the day off if it's been a tough week or not. So sometimes I won't even ask, but look, she's pretty good. She's does everything. So she wakes up in the middle of the night and feeds her, and sometimes I'll sleep in the spare room if I have the game or training and that.
Yep.
So look, she's been a rock for us. It's been great.
That was going to be my next question. You snuck in the spare room because that I think before you play. Before you have a baby, I used to be a bit OCD with my sleep and stuff.
Yep.
Then when I had a kid and they're refusing to fucking sleep, and I'm coming in off a couple of hours sleep and going to the game and playing better than before I had kids. You change your whole mindset, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, you realise you can do things without sleep that you probably realise that you think you couldn't do.
Yeah.
So I think it just makes the things that you can do hard things without having the sleep So it's not that hard. I actually don't mind it too hard. My missus does everything, but. Yeah, look, my baby sleeps mad. She only wakes up once during the night.
Perfect.
So 4 o'clock she'll wake up. Been down for since 8. So
You're
OCD
a lucky one then.
Sleep. Yeah, I think I just go in the spare room just to get unbroken sleep every now and then.
Yeah.
But I probably could sleep in the room on game night, but I don't know. One night she could have a tantrum and
don't want to mess with that prep, mate.
The shits, yeah.
Paying the bills, you got to get a good sleep.
Exactly.
And Robbo, how's your partner doing? She doing well, and how far along is she?
Just probably just over that 12-week mark.
Yep.
Pretty recently, just on the weekend, announced it to everyone. So that's pretty exciting. First few weeks obviously pretty difficult trying to hide it, that sort of stuff. So it's just good being able to let everyone know now and sort of everyone be excited with us as we are, and not have to sort of hide that with us and our family. So Ellie, my partner, she's been great. What's it called? So can't wait for that. Yeah, due end of January. So really looking forward to that, and hopefully
out of footy season too, which is good.
Footy season, we get a good little
season.
Yeah.
Could be tough, but hopefully we get a good little sleeper like Lila.
The new CBA, have they got that in there? Parent leave when
that would
parent leave, surely.
That
is that why they're on strike?
That would be nice.
Wouldn't you think you'd rather go training sometimes?
100%, mate. It's a tougher carrier, mate. And a lot of respect for women and what they do with children. So shout out to all the mums out there.
Yep,
we really respect what you do.
Might have a few extra training days, so I'll have to go in.
Mate, why are you going to work at 6 and getting home at 6 now?
Actually do recovery proper now.
Yeah. Mate, you're a professional.
Yeah. That's wise there.
And then grew up in Central Coast, grew up in Murwillumbah, the country boy. Did you play any other sport other than rugby league as a kid, or?
Oh, I guess at school played a little bit of everything, but no, nothing seriously. I guess football sort of took over for me pretty young. But I tried to get into whatever I could at school just to get out of class. But I guess cricket was another one I wanted to get into in summer. But Dad wouldn't drive me to cricket. He had to find my own way there if I wanted to play cricket.
Really? Wasn't a fan of the game?
Oh, I just wasn't sitting there for 8 hours in the sun watching me. He loved me football, took me anywhere I needed to for footy. But me and my brother wanted to play cricket there. He said, if you can get your own way there, you can play.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I did play cricket for a couple of years. Wasn't that great at it.
You strike me as a person that would be good at everything, Drinky.
Yeah, I was a good bowler. Batter, I wanted to go for it straight away. I didn't get my eye in, so that was my issue.
Nick and run.
Yeah. But Oztag, touch, surfing. I did athletics, nippers. I did a lot. It's a pretty active kid. Surfing was probably my favourite with footy. I only lived around the corner from the beach. So I was at the beach every day with my mates. So surfing's a lot of fun, and obviously in Townsville I can't do it. So
there's nowhere you can go out to surf at?
nah, you can go to Rockhampton, Yeppoon, there's waves there.
That's where Harry Grant's from.
That's where Harry Grant and
okay.
Jake Granville's from. So you get a wave there, I don't know, 3 times a year they reckon. But
Over on Maggie, storm comes through.
Nah.
Maggie?
Nah, there's no.
You
no
like Maggie
waves.
Island or
Yeah,
Townsville,
nah.
is it?
Yeah, Maggie's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
mad.
just saying, the little waves over there is big enough for Drinky.
Yeah.
No, mate, I surf overhead, double foot overhead, bro, 6 foot.
Yeah.
Little whitewash.
Mate, and you both coming up to 100 games. 87, 89, 89, 87.
Still together?
Nah, I got suspended.
So I think there's a couple of games apart.
We
Were you
were-
89 and
we
you
were on the
87?
same.
we were on the same, so we used to look at it because
Play the same games,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
then I got suspended this year.
So just
Yeah, you'd have Till me now because you missed the
Till me.
Origin one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So
I don't know if we'll get 100 this year. I won't. 87, I don't think I will.
might have, one of us might have to take a game off or something so we can hit it together.
Do it together. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty
that'd
special.
be
Do it
pretty
in
sick,
Townsville.
But, yeah, no. So I'm not sure. What did you say? We're sitting around 80 mark, are we?
You 89.
Yeah, 87, 89.
87, 89. Yeah. So yeah, not too far off. Won't get it. Oh,
You'll go close. I don't think I will.
No.
yeah.
13's a lot.
Yeah. So nah, but yeah. So
Mate,
following
played
that
4
through,
games in the finals. You never
Yeah,
know.
there you
eh?
go.
Keep pushing through.
That's the plan.
I mean, it's taken a while. Like I feel like I've been playing in the NRL for a few years now.
Yeah.
100 doesn't seem like that much.
100 that much.
But you're, what are you,
we're-
25,
6,
24?
26.
26, 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, still babies,
Yeah.
mate.
In my first 2 years, I played like 12 games or something. So
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't until the 3rd year where I was playing every game.
Yeah, because you played one at Melbourne and
Melbourne.
then come here. So,
Yeah.
so you learn off Billy down there?
Yeah.
Yeah. How like obviously was it learning off him, and because then even you had Pappenhausen down there.
Yep.
Nico would have been there as well.
Yeah.
You know how important was that to your personal development?
Yeah, look, I don't think I would probably. I didn't understand the game when I went down there. I just played SG Bort, Central Coast. I was never really in the, an NRL affiliated system. I just got lucky enough that I played good in schoolboys footy and got picked up and made the Australian schoolboys team, and kind of that's how my name got out there. And yeah, when I walked in there day one, I realised that I knew nothing about the game technical wise, and yeah, I went down there as a halfback, and then yeah, soon quick they figured out that I'm probably a fullback more, and got to learn off Billy. It's nuts, just the analysis he can give you, and just little areas he don't even know about, like and he's always just into me. He was always into me about trying to just call play all the time, get involved. So that was pretty, I guess, starstruck again, learning off Billy Slater, and got to know him pretty personally well. And yeah, it was. I love my time down there, learning off all those guys. Obviously, Cam and Coop was there for a bit. Probably a guy who goes under Will Chambers. He taught a lot as well. He was pretty good mentor and helper whenever you needed him. So, and I also learnt that you got to train really hard under Craig Bellamy. So,
Yeah.
look, I don't know if I could actually go back there and do the pre-season.
Yeah.
After knowing what's installed there. So, it's tough down there. But yeah, Billy, I admired him. I still admire him, and yeah, he's great. He was great.
Yeah, you can sort of see with his just when he's watching the game in Origin and how into it he is, and obviously he's picking people in that team on effort, and I think that would be one of the major things he'd push to young fullbacks. You know, in your development, like everything just looks like effort in the team he's coaching.
Yeah, he doesn't try and, I guess, make you how he was. He notices what your strengths are and tells you to back them, and just make sure that your pendulum, you're working with your pendulum and your wing as well, and trying to get as many kicks on the full. Just being high involvements because we're not tackling. Obviously, we should be a bit more fresher when we get the ball, and but he never really had to defend on the line. Fullback wasn't doing that. Now I'm in the line flat stick, so
making
it's
tackles
changed a bit. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely FBS kick. He was the best at getting the ball in the full. He'd really I'd watch him before a meeting. He'd go in and watch on analyzer, watch all the kickers where they like to put it in certain spots. Wherever they're on the field, and you could tell how good he was at getting the ball in the full, because he just knew, this person was at the 40, 20 year and the ball's going there. So that's something that I've taken off him really well, is trying to get a hold of what the kicks like to do.
Yeah, that's crazy. And obviously you can see in the way Cam Smith, Cronk, and then everyone who sort of comes through that system and then goes to other clubs.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Nico.
yeah.
Nico went on to kill it. Perhaps at the moment struggling with his injury, but he come in and absolutely brained it. Even Jerome Hughes before me,
Yeah.
he played a couple of games there, and he's killed it as well.
Yeah.
Nick Meaney's playing great
Yeah.
too. So it's and he's still down there and doing a lot of work with all of them. So he's a great coach.
Yeah. Hey guys, doesn't matter whether you're a New South Wales fan or a Queensland fan. Head to puma.com to get kitted out and support your state as they go to battle on Wednesday night. You touched on Will Chambers, mate, one of the best sprayers of all time.
Yeah.
Did you play in the game at Cogra? Remember when he said to Duff, he goes, "Hey, fucking Duffy, no one in your fucking team likes you." Oh. Frizz told me.
Yeah.
So anyway, in the game, we're behind the line for a drop kick. And Duff runs over to Frizz and goes, "Did you tell Chambers that you don't like me?" Frizz is like, "Fuck off, I didn't say anything, get away." And then he ran back in the middle of the field.
I didn't play in that game, but I remember hearing that.
Mate,
yeah, I had a real good laugh over that. Funny,
he's the king of getting into people's heads. And, mate, when you're playing in an NRL game, to get into someone's head like that and you go ask your teammate, that is one of the best I've heard of.
I've seen it in the locker room. He was relentless.
Yeah.
Relentless, and Brendan Smith copped it a fair bit when he first come down because he was like lazy, leave his shit everywhere, undies all over the locker room. So he's relentless. Will does not stop.
Yeah,
it's funny when it's on at you.
Yeah,
you don't go at Will, because if you got on his bad side, he would be relentless.
Run you to the ground.
It'd be flat stick. You don't want to leave the club almost.
And so he must be a real driver. And I know he left the club, he come back, so he must be a real driver. And you touched on him being, a driver of standards. And obviously sometimes you need to spray some blokes to imprint it in their head to friggin' do shit right. So that's probably his mentality and something Craig saw in him, and obviously loved him as a player and a bloke.
Yeah, he on field he was like that. Off field was a bit different. Not like that. But on the field, when it came to training, he was pretty ruthless, just competitive. Yeah. But he would spray a few players on the team, and I guess a few of them are like that. But like Jesse Bromwich probably did the same. I think Kevin Proctor was down there doing it, but they're just all good mates, and that's why they were so good. They just held each other accountable, and then they're just running off the three goats. So
yeah, mate, far out. What a crew.
Yeah.
Reece, mate, you started at the Dragons, and you come through with Duffo, Hame, Lowy, a few of them boys.
Yeah.
What did that help your development down there? And you enjoy it? And because you moved from Wollumbar to Endeavour as well.
Yeah. Went down, finished my schooling there at Endeavour. Sort of come through the Dragons from SG Ball onwards. So exactly like I said, I come through with a lot of great players there. Even Lucci as well. Got him back up at Cows with me. So it's good to see so many of the boys that come through from SG Ball and played 20s with them. That pretty much most of the boys are kicking on somewhere in rugby league. So had a lot of great players there, which I guess really helped my development coming through, and sort of gave me that chance to get an opportunity in an NRL squad with Mary actually being my coach then at the Dragons, and giving me that opportunity to sort of come in and train full time. And I think I played a handful of games there, 6-7 games for the Cows, but for the Dragons before I moved up to the Cows. But mate, I loved it. I loved my time down at the Dragons. Loved the club. Met some great mates there. Minus one sitting here. But
where's Jimmy Graham?
I love my time down there, and I do miss a lot of the boys down there. It's obviously hard to keep in touch. You sort of everyone's got so much on, and but it's good to see so many of those lads I come through with still going well and killing it, and definitely setting myself up for a good work ethic and that in rugby league. Obviously having Dino up there too. I had him from a young age, so he was great for me too. Just like I said, mentioned work ethic and that he's probably one of the best with that. Just loves training hard and loves pushing you, and it's what I need at some time. So he's been great for me, and him coming up north is really taking my game to another level. So
I was going to get to the swimming cap brothers, Dean Young and Todd Payton, but quickly James Graham, mate. Any good stories for the listeners and watchers?
Mate, you probably have more stories than me.
Mate, on that bus, mate, he was fucking a roller coaster and up and down. And was that no? So you were sweaty back. You did sweaty back to me. Do you remember sweaty back? You remember that?
Sweaty back. I know.
Or was that Yui?
Oh,
I thought it
probably
was
Yui.
you and Yui behind me,
I don't know.
and my back was all wet for a reason. You do remember being able to do
I don't know. I don't remember, mate. But I just remember. Yeah. What was your role? Just the awkward guy on the bus.
No,
Was that
bring
your
energy,
role?
mate. It was the flattest bus in the world, mate. I was trying to bring the mood up.
That wasn't your role.
Mate, I think we're winning in 2018 as well, mate. Like, I'm like, boys, we're going all right. Like, don't be so sad.
You were the awkward one.
No way. And then Corey, Norman, and
That's right. We had a pretty good crew there.
It was a great crew.
Yeah, some funny stuff actually. Yeah, Duff, little
Duff.
crazy one.
He was either there or
Yeah.
picking up seeds.
Oh, mate. The day he had to get the train home. Oh, mate.
Oh, mate, the roll of the dice.
Oh, that was the.
So at least I
fun
guess
stuff.
that's the beauty about Townsville. You only got to freaking go 10, 15 minutes to training.
Exactly, and there's no train to get on.
No train,
Yes,
no traffic.
no traffic. Walk home.
Walk home. What about the swim? Yeah, so the Swim Cat brothers. Obviously, we're touching on Dino and his work ethic, and I saw it as a teammate, and then as he was my assistant coach, and you've obviously had him. How has he changed much from Dragons to North Queensland? And then I'd love to hear a bit more about Toddy Payton and how he is as coach, because he's obviously come up there, and mate, you boys are going fantastic, and obviously the ladder doesn't reflect that at the moment, but like we've touched on, he's starting to hit form at the right time, and even 6 weeks ago he's got towed up by the Tigers, but you went out and put on an absolute clinic on them on the weekend.
Yeah, like you said, obviously come through Dragons with Dino, and he was great for me there. In terms of contact and that sort of stuff, he hasn't changed one bit. Still loves his contact, so the shoulders probably feel that a bit through pre-season. But no, he's been great for myself and a lot of the team. He sort of looks after that defensive system. So I think I guess that's probably been a big turnaround for us from when I first got up there to when Toddy and Dino come in. There was I guess you touch on we got flogged by the Tigers, but previously to sort of those sort of games and pretty averagely our defence has been pretty good. So it's really been an upwards for the club, and I guess Toddy driving that too. Since Toddy's come in, he's been real advocate on the effort areas of the game, and I guess really sort of displaying to us things that we probably didn't celebrate enough of before. Like it's all well and good to go out and like he touched on after the game, to go and score 74 points, but what they're happier with is no tries, and it's easy for a coach to say that, I understand, but it's been from the start. They've been driving that, and it's I guess as players, we're not probably patting old mate on the back that's scoring 3 tries or running for 300 metres. It's the guy that's turning up to save a try in the corner that probably shouldn't be in that position. So I think that's probably been a big turnaround from our coaching staff, and it starts with Toddy at the top, really driving that and celebrating those things that probably aren't getting celebrated on Channel 9 or on the media, on social media. It's the stuff that we all notice it and on the field, and it's what we started celebrating back in 2021. I think Toddy and that got there, and it probably took a little bit to sort of get that started, and it definitely come to tuition last year. And I guess off the back of celebrating those little things, it was driving boys to sort of work harder at those areas, and not so much the fancy plays that do come off the back of that stuff. It was putting ourselves in the right position to win games, and that stuff comes off the back of it. A freaky bloke beside me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Dean Young. I think he, there's a few head coach. There was a few I thought he might have got the Dragons job. I think in the near future, it won't be long before he's a head coach at a club. He's awesome, as you say. He's got a great work ethic. He's in there Monday to Friday, tracksuits, flogging himself in the gym, going to the sauna, doing crunches in the sauna. And then enjoys himself Friday, Saturday, Sunday, comes in, weighs in, does it all again. Yeah. So he flogs himself, and I guess when a coach, is asking you to do something, it's hard. It's easy to say, but when you see them doing things that are hard as well, then you probably have more respect, and you're willing to do that more so because they're also flogging themselves. Toddy can't do much other than ride a bike, and he rides up Castle Hill a fair bit and just flogs himself that way. So they're all pretty tapped in the head, but great coaches. Youngie's got he's very smart. He's got great knowledge about the game, whether it's attack or defence. You can go to him and talk to him about those things. Loves footy, so that's good. And then Toddy, as a coach, he keeps you on your toes because he doesn't like. As a head coach, you can't get close to the boys like you are as assistant coach. It's a bit different. So. You don't know whether you've played really well or bad. He doesn't really give you a difference in his demeanour towards you, so it's good, kept on your toes, and sometimes you walk past thinking, is he happy with how I'm going? But
Is he off
me?
is he off me or is he
Avoid
happy
eye
with me?
contact.
Yeah, like stuff like that. But like, it honestly, like when you get to training, you think, oh, well, obviously you might not be impressed with where I'm going, so you just want to improve. And he's real good like that. He gets close, but doesn't let you get too close and comfortable with him. So yeah, he's been great. Like just as he said, just effort areas, just celebrate effort areas. And Tommy Dearden's probably the best at the effort areas in our game, and he does a lot for us that people wouldn't see. I know he throws nice passes, score tries, but his kick chase is our best. Even with Cohen Hess, front rower, no one would probably notice the kick chase he does for us and the way he competes on bombs as a front rower. So there's guys like that who, internally, Youngie and Toddy, wrap them flat. So it's good.
And I think when Todd first came to the club, there was a bit of media attention around the fact Tomalolo's role changed in the team. And again, as an outsider, I got no idea what was going on, but there was a bit of talk around he was trying to get more effort out of Tomalolo, and his minutes have got bigger and bigger. And I think hearing that was probably because his effort areas weren't where they needed to be, and you can see it in the way you boys play now that effort is everywhere. And even big Tomalolo, who he probably can take a bit of rest here and there because of his powerful runs and getting your forwards, your team over the ad line. But he's obviously still doing that little shit that people at home on the couch aren't going to notice. But if you're in a video session, Todd and Dean are going to go, "What the fuck are you doing here, Tomalolo? We need you working hard."
Yep.
And
yeah. Well, it was a bit blown out of proportion what happened through the media, just because we weren't winning and that. But
that's what the media does, mate.
I know. Like, they weren't off each other.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Like Jason's our captain, he was our coach. So they weren't off each other. It's just as you said, Toddy. I think he even said he probably went out the wrong way of what he said after our first game against Penrith. But look, Jace obviously used to run for 300 metres, play big minutes, and then Toddy come in and changed it a bit. But I think for the first year, I think last year, Toddy kind of let him just go a bit again, and he played more minutes. And as I said, there's guys like Cohen Hess who is willing to do the kick chase for Jace. This fella tackles a lot. Probably tackles plays 80 minutes and might come up with a few scraps. So Jace can maybe have a little rest here, and so when he gets the ball, he's powerful and runs hard. And I think he's been out for a while this year, but his first game back, it might have been 2 weeks ago. But like when Jace is demanding the footy, it's great for us. I think he played his first game against Penrith, and his first stint, blow out a bit and come off, and then second stint come on and led from the front with his runs. He demands the footy, and it's the reason why he is our leader. It's the reason why he's captain. He wouldn't be captain for no reason. It's the way he just leads with how he carries the ball and how his intent when we have the ball. Yeah,
and I think the game's changed in the last few years, where when he first came to the game it was a bit different. It probably wasn't as fast at the ruck.
Yeah.
And you do have that mix, right? You touched on Reece, doing that shit work. Ruben Cotter's obviously still having 20 carries and doing that work. Then you got Tomalolo coming off the back fence, Big Geordie.
Yep.
And then even you got Nenai and the flair and the stuff. You've got an awesome mix, and you two boys. And then obviously Chad's won a grand final. He's the leader, the ultimate professional. And then Tommy Dearden, who you just touched on his effort areas. So, and then you got guys that can finish out wide, and you got New Zealand and Australian representatives there. So you do have a great mix, and it'd be really interesting to see if you can keep this momentum going, and you boys bouncing back into training after a bit of a Origin exposure.
Origin win. Origin win.
Yeah,
win.
Love that shit. Yeah. And then I've got an anonymous message off someone sent in a nickname for Reece Robson.
Oh, beautiful.
The Dessert King.
Oh yeah.
What's going on there, mate? Treating yourself? So are you in the sauna with Dino on a Monday morning, sweating out the?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Obviously earned that.
He's not earning it.
What's it called? Up. No, I love I do love a treat, especially after a game, and that's. I think I could guess where this has come from. You probably see it on his vlogs every week. But yeah, do love a nice little chocky or a bit of dessert after a game. Obviously being from the Cowboys, we play a lot of away games, so we're generally in camp together the night after, and if there's a little dessert joint just down the road, doesn't take too much for me and Scotty to wander down there.
Yeah. Oh, you're throwing Scotty under the bus too? I was referring to you as the dessert king.
King, Prince, yeah.
I do love it as well.
Yeah.
When we were living together and Michael Jordan's doco come out, every Sunday when the episode come out, we'd get chocolate brownies and ice cream and melt the chocolate. And we'd really load up on it.
A few waffles as well.
Waffles as well, mate. Yeah. So, look, probably I get a little bit sloppy if I go overboard, but for some reason, genetics, man, he's just ripped up no matter what. Doesn't even really do weights.
Work hard.
Doesn't really do weights. And he's still
Really?
ripped up, mate.
Did Jimmy Maloney like it? So Jimmy was like that. He was shocking.
No, not that bad, but...
First one there, last to leave.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know,
Jeremy Lattimore, Cam McGuinness mentality. Sorry, Cam McGuinness.
But yeah, I have to watch myself a little bit more than what the genetic. He's just got good genetics.
Yeah.
It's what I do when no one's watching, mate.
That's.
Yeah, he's getting more chocolate.
I'm running home.
I think because of the heat up there, mate, you sweat it out anyway, so you're fine.
Feet. That's where it's going.
That's the key.
That's the key. Sweaty feet. So.
Google how to get sweaty feet so I can shred up. Father time's against me now, so I've got to work even harder. What's the nightlife, the Mad Cowboys? What's that like? Obviously, I went there as an away player, and friggin' jeans were the first thing packed after the boots, obviously. How is it as a local?
Nah, it's great. It's always a bit of fun up there.
Yeah.
Just like I touched on before, at away games, we're generally going to dessert places. We're not going out because it's just too fun going out at home. So the home games are generally where we'll leave it to, especially myself, if I don't want to get on a plane hungover.
Yeah.
So, no, after a home game, especially a good win, it's always a bit of fun. You twist your arm saying you're not going to go to the Mad Cow, but, mate, after you have a couple somewhere, generally at the Ville or quarterdeck, something like that, it's
the sports bet market. The sports bet market comes in $1.10.
It's a short walk down the street. So, and it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
When I first moved up there, got a flogging. I don't know if I've even been this year. As I said, I've quietened down a bit, and it's been good for me. But it is a fun joint when you go there. I don't know what about it is so fun. It's just they just play good tracks.
Good music, bit of country music,
Yeah.
like
Good people,
bit of old school.
Good people.
Yeah, it's
the boys always in there too. You walk in there, and
you know someone, you see, you're never on your own.
Even
there.
if those you don't even know those boys are drinking.
A small place.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
A bit.
You don't even have
Griffin Neem's the king of it at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single, wild, young fella.
Yeah. How old's he? He's a big boy.
22 or 3.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a couple of years younger, 23.
Yeah, only 23.
Yeah.
You roll the Yakuba and the RMs out, or what are you wearing the Yakuba and the RMs?
Yeah, and the arseless chaps.
Jordan's, mate. You got Jordan. Jordan.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Please, mate.
Yeah.
So that's what the Shire did to him. You got
Jordan's,
Jordans
mate.
or Havianas.
Mate, slip out of it.
You'll burst a plug.
That's why
Blowing plugs out everywhere.
Yeah.
RMs.
Nah. Jordan's, mate.
Yeah.
Please.
And then
flannelette shirt.
Oh, mate, you are the fakest country boy ever. You
He's
ticking
wearing
boxes.
the Fens now.
Where, is this yours, is it?
Is that Supreme or some big American brand?
Yeah, not for me, mate.
Nah. What your brother, obviously Josh, what effect has he had on your NRL career, and being able to lean on him? And I looked him up. He's got me covered for clubs. He's played 195 games. That's a great achievement. Yeah, just across everywhere. Top grade games, which is awesome.
I guess for me growing up, he made a lot of just sides, and I had to travel with mum and him because I was too young to stay at home because dad worked some long hours. So I guess for me growing up, I was just at a lot of touch footy events or rugby league carnivals over school, or if it was on the weekend and that. So I was always been around, watching him, and I got to, I guess watch a lot of touch and rugby league, and I think it's helped me as well, just as a kid, being able to I was constantly watching Josh play, and as a role model, I guess probably didn't really. I did look up to him probably to a point where I guess kind of being myself, but look, as you said, what did you say? What
influence?
Influence. Probably just both wanted to play NRL when we were growing up. We always wanted to do it, and once he reached the goal, then I obviously wanted to reach it as well. And I never actually played a game with him, so one thing I would like to do is play a game of rugby league with him. Played a few touch games here and there with him, but playing rugby league would be pretty cool to play with him and for our family. And it'd be awesome. We're trying to do it next year for Germany.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. See how they go right in the World Cup. Qualifies end of the year, and then hopefully we can play together.
Well, mate, I've got a nines comping on the Gold Coast in Queensland in January. If you and him want to put a team in, come along, mate. But there could be some big names playing. Willie Mason and Scope might be putting in a team.
Yeah, I think
Maloney might be playing in my team.
I might have tried in January.
Yeah. No, I'll have a word to Todd and Dino. You'll be sweet. Mate, we'll insure your contract. All good. And you, mate, even your brother, he played lower grades at Tigers.
Yep. Yeah, no, same sort of thing.
Yep.
What's it called? Obviously, I guess the competitive side sort of comes out when you got your brother both striving for the same goal. Yeah, he played a fair bit. He was probably a lot better than me as a kid coming through. He got signed to come down to the Knights, actually pretty young, so he moved down there on his own. And I guess, yeah, it's a big reason for the move down here to Sydney for myself. Yeah, he was come through, played Australian schoolboys and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, but just come through as a young bloke. He was always so switched on with his training and that sort of stuff. And the competitive side come out in me. So I was just trying to keep up with him and just do everything he did. Just being my older brother, I always looked up to him. Just anything he wanted to do, I wanted to do it with him. So, yeah, obviously probably owe a lot to him, getting as far as I have in rugby league. Just the way he was coming through was so dedicated and such a good player too. So someone I always looked up to, and he kept me competitive at a young age. And
that's what I think. We are both younger brothers, so I think having that bigger brother, sort of does rough you up, and you get exposed to playing with older kids, and I think it does help you. And look at you guys like superstars of the game without pissing in your pocket, and I think that does have an effect as a younger child.
Well, I think the best thing for me is I didn't make Harold Mats or the first year of SG ball. And obviously, a 16-year-old, you want to play Harold Mats, right? Didn't deserve to make it either. So I was obviously disappointed. And you kind of think then that, I'm not going to play NRL.
Yeah.
But I think having him, he's 5 years older than me, and he's seen 16-year-old kids be the best players in the country. And then 3 years later, they're not even playing footy. So I guess that influence there, him just telling me, like, don't worry about it, mate. Like, look at this player that I played against, and he doesn't play footy anymore, so it doesn't matter. So I think that was probably the best advice I got from him was don't worry about it. Like, just keep playing, keep tracking along, and things do change. And eventually got my first underarm hair when I was 18 and grew a bit, and it definitely from there on I improved a lot. So that's probably the best advice I got from him.
Yeah, and it's so true, mate. Like, and even for you being exposed in the Endeavour system, I think, and I made fuck all rep teams as a kid, and that lit the fire under my ass. And I was never the greatest player. I'm nothing like you boys, but I ended up playing over 10 years in the NRL. But there was blokes who, when I come to Sydney, were fucking 3 times better player than me. Then 2 years later, after enjoying the shy life and getting too caught up in it, they've gone out the back door, and I just kept hanging around, and I eventually made first grade. And you speak about not even making your Harold Mats team or SG ball team, and then you've kicked on and you're now a part of the New South Wales squad. And I think, I don't know, like if there's young kids watching, but I think that's something they can take away is never fucking give up and keep working hard. And if you keep your head down, ass up. Is that it? Head down, ass up. Is that the right thing? Yep. Don't fuck that up. You can make it happen.
Yeah. Well, Billy Slater's probably the best. He stopped playing footy at 16.
Yeah.
And then decided to give another crack, maybe 18 back at North Devils, and 2 years later he was playing State of Origin. So yeah, definitely. Don't worry about not making rep teams at 14, 15, 16, 17. It means jack shit, really. So,
and there's I don't know if you, do you know there's a 27-year-old about to debut for the Dragons? Someone Russell?
D-Russ. Yeah. So we were, he was at Townsville Cowboys.
When we first got up there,
Yeah, legend.
How awesome's that? Yeah.
He
so happy for him.
Yeah, so happy for him. He's a legend. He's a true country fella.
Yeah.
Just a bit more than
just
me.
got
Papua New Guinean.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw they tagged him on Instagram.
Or something, might be Papua New Guinean, but stoked for him. Yeah.
We let the dogs
out. 27. Makes debut. I'm
That's awesome.
happy for him.
Yeah.
He's just the best, probably one of the best blokes I've ever met.
Yeah, cool, mate. That's unreal, and that's a lesson in persistence and keep chasing your dream. Because as a kid, you dream of playing one game, and he gets to live that out tomorrow night.
It's awesome. Tomorrow night, mad.
Yeah.
Definitely be watching that game, and good luck to him because he's a great fella, like Drinky had said, and just so happy for him to get that opportunity.
How awesome! What all right, let's go teammates, mate. Who's your most annoying teammate? I reckon he'd have to be close, wouldn't he, Reece Robson?
Please, mate, on the other end of the couch.
No. You.
Yeah. I'm putting Scotty aside. We've got a lot of annoying blokes in the team.
Like Mitch Dunn can get under a few people's skins and annoys a few people.
Probably a bit quieter pest.
Yeah,
Mitch
quiet
Dunn.
pest.
Like
Does like little
he's not,
sly
he's not as chirpy and loud, but just subtle things to get under people's skin pretty slowly and over time.
Yeah,
he works his way under there. Yeah, probably have to say Mitch Dunn.
Yeah. What about your funniest teammate?
Funniest teammate. Oh, I really love talking to Ben Hampton.
Yeah.
Hampton.
He's just off. He's just wild.
He's kind of
He's
a different funny, but it's a different funny. But yeah, he
not jokes funny. Just when you talk about life and that to him, it's just
throw something
the way
at you.
the way he tells stories and that and delivers stories. He is so good for the team morale. Like he is honestly he's one of the best blokes I've ever been part of a squad with. He just keeps everyone laughing the whole time and. Most of the time he likes it, but he's the butt of the joke, and he doesn't care. He'll embarrass himself just to make sure the boys are having a good time, and it definitely makes us all laugh, and we love having him around. He's awesome.
Oh, Cohen Hess is funny too.
Yeah,
is he? Yeah,
he's funny.
And I don't know what he's eating, but mate, the energy he's got every day.
He's always up.
Yeah, always up.
Yeah, always up. Like I guess he's always up too, but I had I was living with him to see. He did switch off at the night. He's just out of energy drinking.
I'd use it all up.
Use all up, but yeah, I guess I don't see Hesse behind closed doors, but I don't think I've ever seen him down. He's always up.
How important is that? Like, and that I was just going to ask that sort of to finish. How important is having them sort of people around a football squad, and when you weren't winning games there for a while, but he's obviously bounced into training and trying to pick the morale up because at the end of the day, it's a game of rugby league. But we are paid professionals. So I'm not anymore. Paid professionals. You want to go out and win on the weekend, but sometimes that doesn't happen. How important are them blokes to your football team? Right. And then even just touch on how you obviously one team town, but fuck, you look like you've got a great group of mates up there, and you all love playing together and hanging out.
Yeah, it's unreal having someone like Hesse in the side and Benny Hampton. Just I guess when you sort of you say one team Towns, and it's so easy playing up there in Townsville in front of a packed out stadium. No matter how we're going, they're just always behind us, and it's so good playing up there. But I guess like you mentioned, when things aren't going as well, having someone like Cohen Hess in your side when we're down in Sydney and you got everything's against you. Yeah, no fans up there, or down here. Sorry. I reckon that's when it really comes into play. Just the energy you sort of feed off that sort of stuff when the tough parts of the game are around, and you got someone like him just running out, being loud, celebrating little things in the game. It's sort of it's a lot to feed off, and when things aren't going so well, I know it's good for me. I dwell on stuff a lot, especially at training, if making sure we're getting everything right, and he sort of influences. It's just a game, so it's sort of, and you can feed off that a lot, because I definitely fall into some categories sometimes where I feel like it's more than a game sometimes, and I really dwell on it. So having blokes like that around to sort of keep that at bay is really good for myself.
What do you like drinking? I only know Jimmy Maloney from the Central Coast, and he fucking forgets about, he'll throw an intercept pass to lose the game, but he's forgot about it 30 seconds later. Are you a bit like that, or are you like Robbo?
No, I'm not like Robbo as much. I do, like if something happens and I don't execute it well, I guess I can, sometimes I will, but depending on the game, but more times than not, I'm pretty good at forgetting about it and then moving on the next. We have, like everyone's saying, next job, and I think, when you watch the great players play, they make an error or something, but the next job, and they just, Jimmy Maloney, great example. He'd throw 3 cutouts, intercepts, but then he'd throw the same cutout for that winning try. So in my position, I guess it kind of makes who I am as a player. Just thinking, just back at my first instinct and running with that, and I know on the weekend. I kicked on first tackle on that try line, and Val dropped it over try line and went dead. And the big fella here, he gave me an absolute sprain.
Accountability,
Yes, only because I'm running back, I don't have to tackle, and he's got 27 tackles.
And he's going one set as he's running back.
But
that's probably more the filthiness.
So I just back my instinct, and if it doesn't come off, I'm pretty good at moving on.
Yeah, mate, I love that, eh? All right, boys, fuck, D up.
Yeah.
Right.
Mate, so easy from the back.
Mate,
but
Josh,
like you said, he'll set up the winning try, and I'll forgive him after that.
Mate, Josh Mansour fucking did it once, and because he was of European background, thought he was a mad soccer player and that, and he tried to do a grubber. It's fucking nearly gone to Mulgoa Road. We're playing the Knights. I'm going, you fucking whatever, you fucking go back to your wing. And he runs in field as we're running back to the 30, saying, make your tackles, you fat fuck, and ran back to the wing. I'm like, are you serious? You can't say that. You've just kicked the ball to friggin' Mulgoa Road, and then you spray him, runs in to spray me and runs back to the wing.
That's Feldy would almost do that sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, Feldy's good at that.
I think them two used to have run-ins because they're both probably a bit tapped, are they?
I don't know. Yeah, Feldy, loves a good spray.
Yeah,
does he?
On the edge,
Yeah.
Sometimes you need it.
Yeah, no, mate, you do, and that's
yeah.
it's accountability,
Yeah.
right? You'll think twice after Robbo's give you a
Yeah,
spray. Oh,
first
well, you go,
tackle.
fuck Robbo, I'm going to kick it anyway.
Yeah. Oh, if someone's going to score, if Val should have scored it, mate.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. Like you said, you're an instinctive player.
Yeah.
Like him, he runs. You might pass, you might kick, run. That's I think what your strengths are as rugby league players. So you wouldn't go away from that. Don't listen to a friggin' dummy ass. So make your tackles,
just go
mate.
make your tackles, mate. Get some kick pressure for me.
Yeah, work hard, mate. You're attacking the whole game anyway.
That's all it will be. Just no kick pressure. Sorry, Drinky.
What you
Catch that one, big fun.
Well, you just have to tackle 20 sets on the weekend. You just bloody attack the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
So, mate, it's all right.
Well,
You can have a crack.
You're not tackling for a game. It makes you not want to tackle.
Yeah.
Like, you go into the game and you're tackling for the first whistle. It's all right. You're into the game and you're tackling. But there was, I guess, so long a period of not tackling. Just didn't want to tackle.
Do it again.
That's fair
It's
enough.
like walking in the Tuesday morning, you know you got wrestle.
Oh, mate, there's nothing worse.
Nothing worse.
Boys, thanks so much for obviously taking time out of your camp and coming along. It's been an awesome chat and, get a bit of an insight into first the Blues thing and then North Queensland and, what your drivers are. But good luck, Reece, on Wednesday night, and I hope you learn lots, Scotty, and, mate, might even see you there next year. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but, mate, you keep playing the footy you are and, in the back end of the year with the Cowboys and, like I said, use a hitting your straps at the right time and, Todd and Dean have been around for a long time, so they'll have you around when the whips are cracking. There, the Cowboy.
I got
You
it.
should bring yours in.
Hey, you don't have a stock there. But all the best, boys, and thanks again. It's been a great chat.